We did it. We did it. We didn't really do anything, but I just felt like saying we did it, as if we had reached some monumental thing by actually going live on a Friday night, because it's not like we always go live on a Friday night or anything like that. Guys, good evening and welcome to Woolly's World live on a Friday night. Is it? Are we on Woolly's World? Yes, we are on Woolly's World live on a Friday night, guys. It is Friday, the 29th of July. It is lashing rain outside. Tom, how's it going, buddy? It's lashing rain outside. It is about to hit August, and generally what has happened for the last couple of years, August has been a rainy month here. So get a fairly decent June, fairly decent July. August, it gets crappy. Crappy. And a lot of the times, guys, I end up burning. Oh, here, look. My phone just told me that I'm actually live on YouTube, which is handy because I didn't know. Guys, what actually happens is that normally when August rolls around, mid-August, I sort of have had enough of the weather being crappy, and I start lighting the fire. So what has been going on? Let me just move some stuff about. What has been going on in Woolly's world this week? Well, pretend that didn't happen. Just pretend that didn't happen. Anyway, my wife comes up here, that nothing happened. Okay. Yes, pretty much, Tom. You know yourself. Diesel man, how's it going, buddy? It is like, yeah, that's it. It's like the kids have exams and the sun comes out. The kids go back to school and the sun comes out. I don't mind. I really don't mind. It's just going to be. I'm going to hit the ground running in September. Whereas at the minute, I'm 5 days a week. I'm only 3 hours a day, but I'm 5 days a week. No, let me put this proper. I actually physically teach kids for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, but I am doing at least 2 hours on top of that as well. Probably more. Roddy, how's it going, buddy? Probably more. I think I broke it up maybe. You do about 6 hours to 7 hours a day, but you only get paid for 3 of them. But sure, that is the joys of being self-employed. And then you come home and do all the computer stuff. Jesus, I didn't even think about that. But anyway, so it is cutting grass, running activities, tidying up, setting up for the next day, tidying up after the day is over. On the plus side, I called in to see if my brush cutter was fixed on Tuesday and it wasn't ready. But I called in again today and it was running. So he nearly has it fixed. He nearly has it ready to go. Simon, how's it going? So it's like the brush cutter. I just hope it goes okay. I would hate to then have to take it somewhere else or take it to Honda. Sorry guys, the light's a bit funny and it's making my eyes sore. I'd hate to have to take it to Honda then to get it, and they're going to be pissy about it. If I have to take it to Honda, they're going to be pissy because my guy has looked at it first. You know yourself. You know what these things are like. Oh, he's not a Honda specialist, and it's like, it doesn't really matter. I'd probably have to drive 2 hours to take it to Honda. Do you know what I mean? So, this is my reasoning. I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same boat. There is nothing around you guys in relation to main dealers. Watch this one. Jesus. Exactly, Diesel man. That's what I think. And I have little faith in main dealers. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of the times what I find is that these guys don't want to fix it. They don't want to fix it. They want to sell you a new one. That's what they want to do. So I remember when the Husqvarna was broke, the Rancher, the 455 Rancher. Excuse me. I remember when the 455 Rancher was broke, and I took it into the Husqvarna main dealer, and I says, this saw is not running properly. And he said, okay, leave it with me. Free. he said, "Oh Jesus, you drive a Land Rover, Tom. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." So I took it. I went in to collect it, and that's all's fine. That's all's fine. Give it a service, sharpen the chain and everything. That's all's fine. And I was looking at it, and I was going, "Okay, okay." So I took it away, and it was exactly the same. Guys, I am so sorry. I have like hit a bloody wall, and I can't stop with the YAWNs. So the saw was exactly the same. So I took it into the guy who I now go to all the time, Chris in Dundalk, and just out the road here, 10-minute drive. And he says, did they check the compression? He says, did they check? He says that sounds like the seal, the gasket seals are gone. I said, just I don't have a clue what they did. They just said it was fine, but it's not. So he rang me a week later. She said, come back in and get that. I replaced the gasket seals on it. So seals on that saw, and it's running 100%. And it is absolutely running 100%. Well, here is the thing. Oh, well, it was running 100%. I ended up selling it and got the Frankensaw instead. Here is the thing that he was telling me, right, guys? And this is the problem that we're all going to face into sooner or later, right? He's quitting. He's not doing it anymore. It's not worth his while. So you think about it. This is what he was saying. He spends so much on fixing little itty bitty problems that other people won't touch, that it's not worth his while. That it's she's if he was charging properly, he would be, he would need to be charging everybody £20 an hour for fixing per machine. But sure, he's been working like 4 days on mine on and off. Do you know what I mean? So, that's very, very quickly gets into stuff that the realms of this is absolutely far too expensive to get stuff repaired, So like he's talking about adjusting the carb and stuff like that, and or doing various different things. Chippy, thank you very much, buddy. Everything's fine except for the bloody rain. So like I landed in today with a rotavator to him, and he was like, this is an antique, I don't want to fix this. Whereas he has never said that before. He's always said, yeah, take it in, I'll have a look at it and see what I can do. And 9 times out of 10, he has been able to do something. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I give him that lawnmower in to get fixed. I actually, and he said it was unfixable. Critter. Excuse me, guys. I have a little dog who is sleeping underneath my feet, and I keep standing on her. Hey, Pockets. Hey, Pockets. Are you okay? She needs a wash, and she needs a haircut. This is Pockets, the wonder dog. And we reckon Pockets could be 16. Yeah, well, this is the thing, Tom. It's a balance, isn't it? Well, you see, that's what I was thinking, Simon. I says to him, listen, you should run a course. You should do a 2-stroke course. And I was like thinking to myself, yeah, and I'll be the first one signing up for that course, because that's what it's getting at. So I had the Husqvarna into him. I had the 435 into him, because I wasn't happy with the way it ran the last day I had it out. I don't even know if that video's come out yet, but it didn't run right. And I know you guys were talking about the intake boot and stuff like that, but of course it doesn't run properly. You take it into your saw guy, you show it to your saw guy, you turn it on, and it runs 100%, and it ran 100%, and it started and everything was okay. But I was thinking to myself, if it starts doing it again, I'm probably going to replace the carb on it, right? Because I bought a carb kit thinking, oh yeah, whatever that was, 2 years ago or something like that. I bought a carb kit and I put the carb kit in it. And Human, how's it going? Peppy, what's the crack? I didn't put it in. Chris, my mechanic, put it in, right? And then I didn't realize that a brand new carb is only 16 quid. The carb kit cost me a tenner, So it's like, oh, guys, I'm suddenly hitting the slump. Hang on, I need to do something with this light. It's like beaming straight into my eyes, and it's doing my head in. I know, like it is so bizarre. Let me. Oh, that might be just a little bit too dark. Maybe if I move it over a bit or something. It's right in my eyes and it's hurting my eyes. And I'm such a delicate little flower. Thank you very much, Peppy. Thank you. Yes. So I hit 3,000 subs on Red Branch Bushcraft today, and that's amazing. The Honda Strimmer, Bumpkin Rocks. Sorry. The Honda Strimmer, I ran it out of oil. And unbeknownst to myself, I made the stupid mistake because it was 4-stroke. I just sort of didn't really. I was using it, and I said to myself, "Oh, I must get this service soon." And it started making. It was running. I was running it really hard as well. Like I did all that brush cutting last year with it, and all that was all those head high brambles, and that was 3 days. That was it. That's 16. That was nearly a full 24 hours work in 3 days. And what happened is that it just started making a knocking noise. But when we checked it, there was very little oil left in it, so the oil was really, really low. Really? Oh, I know. I'm not allowed to buy jackets. Guys, I went mad there the other day. I'm trying to get the kids into Dungeons and Dragons. I went mad buying stuff. Look. And he's play. So I have to be good for a month. Look. What do you mean? I don't get you, Tom. What? Oh, right. The Fjallraven stuff. Oh. I'm tempted. I am tempted with the, but I'll probably go trousers. Because I'm still loving this hill track gear at the minute. I would maybe like a pair of hill track trousers. So, Howix. Just never heard of it, Diesel Man. What does it mean, Tom, to invert a 4-stroke? I don't know what that means. Remember, I know nothing about engines. Hey, nothing. So basically, right, it is a common thing with these Hondas, right, is that the oil reservoir is tiny, absolutely tiny. And the thing is that I'm lifting it up and down like this, and I'm sort of thinking to myself now at this stage, see, this is it, Simon. And now I think the Honda is the same, 125 mil. That is mental. Sure, oh yeah, you can't invert them. No, you can't. You can't lift it up too high like this. This is the thing. So with me, like I was doing this all the time. Every time I was using it, I was lifting it up and putting it down, lifting it up and putting it down. And I don't know, boy. I don't know. Like I bought the Honda based on the recommendation that this was the best out there. And I have to say, I'm not impressed with it. And I wasn't impressed with the power. I probably should have got the biggest Husqvarna one. Would have been the same price. At the time, it would have been the same price. Now they're all up over £1,000, So, but I'm stuck with it. What am I going to do? So he had it running today. This is the thing. Like he tore it all apart, and everything was fine. There was nothing except that there was these 2 rod ends or something that are called, and one of them wouldn't move. That was it. That was the only thing that was wrong. And yes, thank you, Peppy. Well, we have 10 people on, and we have 7 thumbs up. That's a pretty good average. But thank you. So, you know what I mean? So, it's just a pain in the arse. It's a pain in the arse. And it's one of these things, this time of year, you need it. You need a brush cutter, So, like, I need a brush cutter every time of the year. But definitely this time of the year. Thank you very much, Doug. Yeah, I have got 3,000 subs in a year and 6 months. Can you believe that? Mint chocolate chip, Roddy. That's my favorite. That is my favorite ice cream of all time. Guys, 3,000 subscribers in 1 year and 6 months. That's mental. That is mental. And here is the thing, right? I go through and I look through my statistics, and my top 10 videos are all gear reviews. Every single bloody one of them are gear reviews. And I'm sitting there and I'm banging out. And this is the frustrating thing about an outdoor channel on YouTube, is that, you know, gear reviews are okay, but they're hard to maintain because gear costs money, you know. So unless you're making a certain amount of money from your channel that can afford you to buy new gear all the time, then it becomes like a self-feeding thing. But otherwise, it's a bit of a monster, you know. So I don't want to continue gear reviews on it. Now, companies reach out to me and give me stuff to review. Yes, that is fine, but buying stuff, there is a limit. There is a limit. Do you know what I mean? So, like that hill track jacket that I bought, I don't know if you guys watch it. And listen, I'm not oh sugar, that's the wrong one. I'm not expecting you guys to be watching it if you're not interested. You know, don't feel the need to. But that hill track jacket is £400. Yes, Roddy, the place is falling apart. You are right, Doug. You really had hazelnut ice cream today, Peppy. I thought you were only joking. But this is the thing. So I am doing on Red Branch Bushcraft. I am doing like and this is my Red Branch Bushcraft t-shirt for my business, not for the channel, guys. You know, so I'm doing all these bushcraft skills and campouts and walks in the woods and foraging and you know, fires and all that stuff. Nobody watches them. You crack out a video about drinking coffee and, you know, and cooking on the firebox stove. Lots of people will watch that. Yeah. But this is it. So I think if I was to go back and do it again, I wouldn't bother with the Honda. I wouldn't bother. I think in the end the horsepower is too low for what it is, and I think if I had got the big, I can't remember the name of the Husqvarna. The Husqvarna one has got that really elaborate harness and stuff like that. It was going to cost me the same price, and I think I probably would have been much better off. Do you know what I mean? So, and now I'm left. I haven't had a brush cutter since April, so we are doing H tonight, Doug. H, and we've had actually a couple of very, very good suggestions. That I can't remember where they are. Hang on, let go find them. Peppy's was the best at hazelnut ice cream, but let me go check, and I'll tell you what we want to talk about. And I actually want to talk about two of them, guys. Definitely two of them. I'll put my glasses on for this bit. Okay, so suggestions we have had, guys. Tom, yours was excellent. Oh, Jesus, I only saw yours there, Simon. Rod and Tom, Jesus, guys, there's a lot of good ones there. Let's just start with H and let's just see where we go. How about that? And I'm going to start with Tom's, and I'm going to start. Really, has Makita not been bought out by somebody, or did somebody buy them, or did they buy somebody else out, or is that Dalmar Makita? Is that it? Doug, you know that. Anyway, it'll come in. This 1 minute lag can be a pain in the arse as well. Okay, so guys, the letter is H. The topic is firewood. The topic is stuff beginning. Yes. They killed Dalmar in cold blood. That's vicious, isn't it? Vicious. So it's like this. Oh, I know what I bought as well. I bought a new tripod, guys. I bought not a very good tripod. All the tripods I use are really crap for my cameras. So what I did was I finally bought a good Manfrotto tripod, and it cost me 120 quid. So that sort of has busted me for a little while now with buying stuff. And I bought loads of miniatures to paint for Dungeons and Dragons, but we've only tried to play it once, and I have no understanding of the rules. It's not like Warhammer 40k that I used to play when I was younger. It's very different. So even though they're all based on Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that they're all copied from the Lord of the Rings somehow. Sorry guys, I was down working in Red Branch today, and my socks are full of dust. So hedges and hedgerows, guys, and we'll move through it, and let's try and keep it at H. And as what we do is, as we move through what we're talking about and we come across different things, we'll move on to them and try and keep it on the H, because I was at a blank today and my mind wasn't really on it all week because I had a bit of a stressful week, but I just was on edge all week at work. So hedgerows, right? Hedgerows. 99.9% of the wood that I get, that I burn in my fire, is from a hedgerow. Okay, this is the reality of life in Ireland in 2022. You keep going. Something happened on my phone. Hang on. Oh, we found similar shots. I don't care, phone. So hedgerows, guys. Hedgerows, for you guys that are into reforestation, hedgerows are possibly, for the likes of me, are the most practical way of reforestation. Okay, and I think if you're trying to convince somebody into reforestation, hedgerows is the way to go, right? Because I was reading statistics somewhere, about how much wildlife and natural resources is contained in a hedgerow. And you're talking about a hedgerow that's maybe 5 foot thick, right? So you imagine you have somebody and you're trying to convince them maybe to plant an acre full of trees, or 2 acres or 10 acres or whatever you're talking about, and you're trying to do that, but they're not having it, right? Well, if you can go to them and say, how about you plant a row on either side of your hedge? So you extend your hedge by 2 feet on either side, which is 4 foot. So you're turning a 5 foot hedge into nearly a 10 foot hedge, right? And that will make an enormous benefit. So because you imagine how much hedges are in 40 acres of land, right? 40 acres of field, built up with hedges, I think it depends on how you trim them, right? I really, really think so. I think these flail mowers and stuff, Doug, we'll come back to that, okay? I think these flail mowers and stuff that you see people going along with is just ridiculous, because you bust off the end, and like a hydra, because they're hardwoods and stuff, this is what sprouts from the head. So you get 10 saplings, you get 10 sun shoots, we call them, coming up from anywhere that has been damaged. So it's not practical. So the old style here is hedge laying. I don't know if to do that where you guys are from. And basically what hedge laying is it's where you take a natural hedge that grows up to a certain height. So what happens, have you ever been driving through the countryside and you see a bare hedge, and it's like a tree from Dr. Seuss. It's all skinny and then it's all bushy along the top. That is because it's being flailed, and the flail is making it burst out in all different directions. But what hedge laying will do is that they will take the individual strands of the tree and they will half cut them through, and they will bend them and lay them, and then that will start growing up again, and it makes a really, really, really dense hedge. Pappy, bring some soap with you. I get given out there by Pat F for not having soap with me when I did the little rain video last weekend. So that's a marine thing. That's what I thought he was talking about. So this is what I think. So, and I noticed down at Red Branch itself, guys, I cut all the branches on the trees that I haven't felled yet, right? And they're all cut up to above head height. And basically what we did was we dragged all the branches away and we piled all the branches up along the outskirts of the forest itself, right? And what that did basically, oh, just go on outside, Pappy, for a little while and lie down anyway, get yourself all cooled off. Yes, exactly, Tom. It's a dying art, you know. It's like people. But do you have hedges or ditches? Well, we call them ditches, right? Basically, it's a boundary between two fields, Doug. But it's all grown up with bushy plants, you know, with trees interspaced every distance. You see, generally what happened here, because it was poor land, is that they moved the stones out of the field and formed walls with them, right? And in those walls, soil formed and then trees grew, especially the hawthorns and the white thorns and the black thorns and stuff like that, you know. So all our very important thorn species, you know. So, and hedge laying is primarily done with thorn species and stuff. But it's such an easy way, I think, to get people, because you get them to extend the width of their hedge, plant more trees. You know, you plant more trees, you're creating more firewood for us. Butler's Outdoor Canada, how's it going? You're very welcome, buddy. You're welcome back. While showering, yes. So it's like, you know, that's the way I would be looking at it, and that would be the way I'm coming at it from. Does that make sense, guys? Am I just absolutely talking for? I wonder what happens if I click on myself. Oh my God, there's such a click on myself going live while I'm going live. The internet might actually die. I think I might kill the internet. But look, this is the thing. With the hedges, you know, you get the trees. And we all love the trees. That's why we're here. So Tom, why are you removing the ash from your hedges? Is it because it's dead? Is it because of dieback? Wayne the Duke, how's it going, buddy? Long time no see. But see, I feel like it's long time no see because I went live on Red Branch last week. So, which was very exciting. I have to say, down at the river and everything. And then it pissed rain all night. Guys, for those of you who don't know, I went live from my other channel last week, live from my campsite. Me and the dogs were down camping, and that bloody idiot of a dog, Mama Taz, how's it going? That idiot of a dog wouldn't stay out of the river. He's downstairs now sleeping, but no, he wouldn't stay out of the river. Yes, I have a bluegrass double bit. It's right there. Do you want to see it? Yay! Axes. And that will bring me to the next 2 in 1. The 2 in 1, guys. Let's talk about handles. Hafting handles. The sheath is pretty impressive as well. Look at that. Check that out. Look, that's actually designed so you can put a strap on it and wear it around your wear it over your shoulder. And it is 3mm veg tanned leather. Guy, I would say the best book that I have for tree identification is going to be. Just give me a second, guys. I'll get this axe up and calm. Oh Jesus, dog. Best book for tree identification is going to be the Collins Guide to British Trees. Trees in Britain. eBay. I think I paid 99p for this, and it's by a guy called Roger Phillips. Look, this is withdrawn from a library somewhere. And this guy, Roger Phillips, has got some of the most amazing books about foraging and trees and all that sort of stuff. And when I was doing my bushcraft course, I actually went online and I think I bought like 5 of his books for like a $5 or something like that. But very, very good books. Now let me put these away and let's get talking. So yeah, wild food, herbs, and wildflowers, and this one, that's what I bought. So, and I actually have, yeah, let's just get in there. I actually have 2 copies of the one book. Get out of the road, everything that's in my room. So, guys, Tom, was that question to me? Do I have to go back and get the books now? Is that what's going on? Ed, how's it going, buddy? You just missed the discussion on the pros of extending hedges. We're talking about firewood, and H is the topic. So I was talking about hedges and how everybody should make their hedges wider. Guys, hafting hatchets, humanely hafting hatchets. This is the bluegrass double bit that a subscriber of Woolys World sent to me possibly 6 years ago. I'm going to say my first and my only double bit axe. And this is a vintage Belknap bluegrass, and I have felled a few trees with this. Woolly, that's man, Jesus Christ Almighty, guys, look. So that's it, and here is what we want to talk about. I hafted this myself. Okay, so I hung this head myself. I actually hung it twice. So I initially thought that this was a cruiser, right? And it could be a cruiser. I don't know. I don't know a lot about double bits. And what happened is that I actually had it on a shorter handle, right? But I was never happy. So here's the thing, right? You can't get double bit handles here. You can't get them. So I had to buy it on eBay from the handle house, and they had to ship it across. And I got hammered in taxes, and it took 18 years to get here. And it was like just an absolute exercise in patience. You know, it was one of these things that you ordered so long ago that when it arrives, you don't remember what it is. And you're going to yourself, where the hell did this come from? What's this all about? And then it's like, oh yeah, this has been sitting in the shit. First of all, the head itself, right? It costs $70 to post. You gotta give it to me for free. Carhartt Outdoors, and that's why this is called the Carhartt. Do you know what, Ed? Any wax is worth it. Yeah, but they have an awesome factor. They really, really do. It is such a cool thing. I have cut down a couple of trees with it. It splits surprisingly well if you've got nice straight grain stuff. But it cost $70 to post it, and it literally took 6 months. It was on with UPS, and I've had stuff come from the States that, you know, in 3 days with UPS, but this just took so long. So I know you guys are into your axes, and how many of you guys are out there hanging your own heads, hafting your own axes? Isn't that what you call it? I like it, Doug. It really has it's just a cool thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's in your hands, you're swinging it about, you're going to yourself, you know, if a goblin or an orc turns up now, I could just lob his head right off and continue splitting with the other side. They are good lookers, aren't they? That's a good question. They're different. It's not, it depends on the wood. Depends on the wood. This is it. So yeah, well, this is the thing. I've broken a couple of heads, a couple of shafts. I broke, but all mauls. They're all mauls. You know, the only wooden handle maul that I haven't broken is the Hultifers, the splitting sledge. But it is fairly knackered. Like if you look at the halter for splitting sledge, look, and I damaged the end of it. This was Roddy. Look, I just put yellow insulating tape around it when I'm using it, and what that does is it stops it from rubbing against my hand, because I was using it one time. Look, you see here, guys. Look, I damaged it when I was hafting it. Look, what was on my arse was I going to sit there and wait another 4 months for another handle to come from America. 3 weeks is good. You know, this is what I mean. That firebox stuff that Steve sends me, I get a notification that it's been shipped, and you know, and 2 days later it's at the front door. You know, no import tax, nothing like that. You know, FedEx knocks the door. There you go, and walks away. Whereas UPS is a disaster. You're always stung for import tax. You know, there's always a bloody issue somewhere. So what happened is I wasn't happy with it. Ed, I've never seen them. And I know there's a couple of boys down south with double bits, because I come across them on the forums, but I don't know where they're getting them from, and I don't know. They're probably buying them complete and just collecting them. Do you know? Listen, I could be wrong. I don't know, but when I went looking for something, I could get nothing. But that was a long time ago. That was, I'm going to say 5 years ago, 4 years ago maybe. And guys, there's a couple of videos on the channel of me hafting this originally and then rehafting it when I wasn't happy. Yeah, Roddy, that's what I would do. Or what you can do is you can squeeze some wood glue into it and then wrap some tape around it and then take the tape off it after 24 hours. I don't think I would have the patience to make my own. I really don't. I don't have the tools. You know, I have a draw knife and a spoke shave, but I don't know if I would have the patience to make my own. But then I suppose I had the patience to wait 6 months. Would I have the patience to make my own? Well, listen, it's not just about the patience, is it? It's about having the skill to do it. I'm not the greatest woodworker in the world. Definitely not. But it is a very nice axe, guys. But this is it. So how many people do it? Everybody does it. Roddy, I know you do it, don't you? And enjoy it. This is the thing. It is an enjoyable experience. You can see why Buchan gets into it. Yeah, I know, Doug. It's crazy. It's crazy. You guys have so much when it comes to firewood and chainsaws and axes and all those different things. You guys in the States have so much more available to you than we do. It's unbelievable. You know, it's just, you know, like there is nowhere. Like I can't buy a decent axe anywhere. I cannot walk anywhere and buy a decent axe. It needs to be online. Even if I go to Belfast or Dublin, even if I go to the capitals, you're not going to get something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just people don't do it. People don't do it. I know I've said it to you guys before, like, but like I remember, you know, people call to my house and they look at me funny when they see my firewood. Do you know what I mean? They're like, I can see them thinking to themselves, this boy's a bloody header. Little and Aldi, yeah. Well, listen, if it does the job, why not? So, if only they would do heads or do handles. Like, you could get a standard handle. You know, if you went into a hardware store, you could get a standard handle, a standard felling axe handle. But you would it would never, you'd be hooking through a bin for decent stuff. Yeah. Well, Randy, I do need a haircut, guys. That's going to be the next thing on the channel. And it's going to be, what sort of haircut will I get? I might keep the ears. They're handy for hanging my glasses on. Sycamore's no good. Ash, what do you use? Hickory? Ash was H's for haircut, yes. Ash used to be the preferred. I won't turn off this big light. Ash was the preferred wood for tool handles and stuff, but I don't know I don't know if it is. I don't know if it still is. Use oak? Really? Well, you see, this is the thing. I was in B&Q. I had a B&Q splitting maul, but I busted, right? I had a B&Q splitting maul with the fiberglass handle, and it was a dog of a thing. It was like, I used it at the start and it was okay. It's just that when you get more into it and you start to appreciate the finer things in life, that you sort of go, this looks like a child made it. But I was in B&Q, and B&Q have their own range of Fiskars style axes. And I was thinking to myself, I might grab one of these and do a wee video on it. But the bloody thing was £40. And I was thinking to myself, well, I'd rather put another tenner to that and buy the X27 and get the Fiskars comparisons going again, which I think would be a better buy than some B&Q knockoff of a Fiskars. Walnut. Ash is king. I like axes. I really do. I like, there are certain tools that I like. I have 1, 2, 3 axes here. Where is this other? Where are you, axe face? Oh, there it is. I like the simplicity. I like the brutal simplicity of an axe. I like the fact that it was invented to do something, and it does that thing so well that it has changed very little since it was invented, except for the materials. Do you know what I mean? If you think of the stone axe, right? Jesus, there's a queer ding in that. If you think of the stone axe that was invented by cavemen all those years and years and years ago, guys, well, there's not a lot of difference, right? Overall, you know, and that is for me, there's something beautiful about that, right? The same can be said. Holtz Brooks is right. The same can be said for the knife. Do you know? It is absolute function. It just functions so well. And this knife got a little bit of a tune up. Should be got a sharpen yesterday. All the knives in the house got a sharpen yesterday. But I am not going to be able to sit here. Jesus Christ, look at that. Look at that. See that? That thing. Look at that thing. I don't even remember what it is. Yeah. Might have to get my files out. I might have to get my files out and do a sharpening a sharpening live again. I know, Simon. I know what you mean. There is definitely something about them, isn't there? There's definitely something about them. Old tools, you know. But this is a Hult Brooks. It's a Hultifers. I'm sort of a little bit unsure about the difference between Hult Brooks and Hultifers. Like what is that all about? Yeah. I wouldn't go to the Grand Force factory. I only have one Grand Force axe, and that's up on this side. But that's the bucking special, you know. That's a wall hanger. You have, oh, I know, Randy. I know. I'm going to sharpen it now. You guys have seen that. You all know and love that axe. I just have to grab some stuff. Where is my box of tricks? Here is my box of tricks. So I think he was joking, Randy. He was talking about the knife. So this is the thing. When you get your I have a couple of different things that I use when I'm doing the axe. This is Lansky puck. This is double-sided. It's got a rough side and a smooth side. I generally just use the rough side. Okay. Nobody has seen your bucking special. I think I've seen it, and it is. I generally just use the rough side, and then what I do is I move to the diamond stones, the diamond plates that come with the whatever you call it. So I like to get it up like this, the axe as well. It's hard to see with the light, but it's amazing how quick it comes out of it, but I'm not into belters. I'm not into these belts. I just feel like it does a lot of damage. Well, do you know what? Not that it does a lot of damage. I feel that if you're not on top of it, it could do a lot of damage. That's the puck there. Look, sorry. So I think it's an oil or a wet puck. So basically, what you do is you decide what you want to put on it, oil or water. Marlon, thank you very much, buddy. A plum axe. Roddy, get into the comments there about your axes. Yeah, look. See it? It's hard to see, guys. It's hard to get the camera to focus on it. But it's crazy where the guys can get those, can get the mirror edges on those axes. It's unbelievable. But I saw a guy doing it. He used to be very active on YouTube. I haven't seen any of his any of his videos a long time. Swamp Valley Bushcraft, and basically what he did was he had a jig set up with a 4-inch grinder, and on the 4-inch grinder, instead of a floppy disk, you know, a sanding disk, he had a big patch of he had a circle of leather glued to a disc, and basically he had stropping compound on it. So he turned on the grinder, and this bloody stropping disc was spinning around, and he just put the axe on it, went like that. Yeah, well, this is the thing. I would say, Ed, if you're on Facebook, join Axe Junkies. Join Axe Junkies. See this, and it'll be 4 hours later, and I'll still be sitting here doing this. Not these ones. This This can be like this can be as sharp as a knife. Really, really can. That's the one that I near took my thumb off with as well, though. And that did not. I wasn't swinging it. I just sort of dropped it. I feel, Ed, that any mechanical device when it comes to sharpening is going to remove too much steel. Okay, yeah, I get you, Randy. I think like Randy, I think it depends on the profile of the axe. I think it depends on how steep it is. So I know guys put Scandi grinds on their axes. You know, I've seen that. I'm just getting there. H is for sharpening. Yay! Axe junkies can be a little bit mad. Hang on, that's not whiskey. Whiskey doesn't have an E in it. And what I did find is that for stropping axes, right? I know, Randy, you're a big fan of the stropping. And yeah, Randy. A floppy strop is better. That's what I find. So a loose piece of leather instead of a hard backed one. Does Irish whiskey not have no E? Is that not one of the differences? It's hard to do this so you can see. Might tip you down a wee bit. Ah, the other way around. So how did you lose your finger, Mr. Wally? This might take some time. What am I looking for? Nope. He's getting there, but... And if all else fails, guys, I have one of these things. Very rarely use that now. Jesus, guys, it's nearly an hour. This is from the workshop, Doug. It's from the workshop. I don't know, Roddy. I don't have a clue. Right. My God, I am so easily distracted. My bad breath is why? Oh, yeah. Bruno doesn't really put his head out the car window. Probably just because he hasn't discovered it yet. Dun, dun, dun. Needs work. It's tearing as opposed to I wonder. Look, it has a ceramic rod, which is very, very handy, but I wonder, could I do it here? Nah, it's not really working. Guys, I remember one time we were here in Woolys World and I ended up sharpening like 3 axes or something to bloody live stream it on for hours and hours. I was just sharpening axes and talking crap. The workshop is an impressive piece of kit. Hey, if you guys are into sharpening knives and stuff like that, I know a lot of guys like the free-handed, but man, I could never get the hang of that. But the workshop definitely works. It'll do with that for now, guys. It'll do with that for now. So it is Friday night. It is live. I've missed so many comments. Yeah, I learned Master of Puppets, but I'm declining to play it. No, I have not learned Master Puppets yet. I have not actually even started because apparently, it's really easy to play. Definitely not like one of these things where Wooly has bit off more than he can chew. It is definitely super, super easy to play. No, Alan, I have no idea where I would even get almond wood. I have never heard of an almond tree in this country ever. You freehand all your stuff, JK. No way. No way. Do you know, when I was doing my when I was doing my bushcraft training, my bushcraft instructor training, part of the training was sharpening knives with Japanese water stones. And I could do it, but I just really felt that it was like I enjoy doing certain things and I enjoy getting into it and sitting and enjoying the process and stuff like that. So it's like there's certain things that I enjoy the process and I enjoy doing it and stuff, but I just couldn't get into it. And I know some of the boys that was there would sit doing that for hours and they loved it. They just loved it and loved how delicate it was and stuff like that, and loved just sitting there taking off the smallest amount of steel and getting it razor sharp, where I was just sort of like, I sort of need my knives quicker than that, you know. So Nice, nice. Hang on a second. Cherry doesn't produce cherries. Do you know, I have cherry trees down in Red Branch that produce cherries. Well, you see, I like my Dremel. I like my Dremel for my chainsaws. I find it very, very handy. So that's my system. I know some people have their own system, don't they? And they just sort of stick to it and they just sort of enjoy it. So it's that's just the way it is, isn't it? And that's and you sort of get into these things and you sort of find what suits you best. And definitely the Dremel suits me best, you know. So it's just so handy. It's so handy. Oh, the cherries do. So they need to be pruned. So they need to be pruned in order to keep producing fruit. That's good to know. My cherries down at Red Branch, some of them must be 15 foot tall, and they were all planted 7 years ago. Some of them are only 5 foot tall, and they were all planted the same day. You know, it's a bit weird, but that is the way the trees grow, and that is nature. Fiber, yeah, same here. But I don't take them into anybody. You know, like, so if you think about it, for me to go to my local shop would take and get a chain sharpened would take an hour and cost me a fiver. And it would mean, and whatever it would cost me in fuel to drive there and drive back, and for parking as well, to drive there and drive back and all that jazz. So it just made sense for me at a very, very early stage in my learning how to mess about with chainsaw career that I learned how to sharpen chains. It just, yeah, more than fiver is right, you know. So it just makes sense. And the Dremel is fairly well. The birds get them here, Ed. The birds always get them. You never get a chance. So, guys, listen. Thank you very much, one and all. It has been a very, very successful back in Woolys World for a Woolys World. You know, so long may it continue. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Pepsi. Yes, yeah, okay. Do you just wrap your trees to keep the frost off? I have seen it before. Okay, we'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I have no idea what videos are coming up on Sunday. I really don't. I don't remember. Let me see if I can. Oh, I need to go to YouTube Studio. Probably some madness. Hey, you know yourself. Sunday is going to be the 30th, isn't it? 31st. Oh, a tree felling disaster. Hung up trees. We didn't even get to it. Oh, no way. Guys, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for getting involved in this conversation. I love it. Yeah, get the like button, guys. Come on. Hit it. Guys, thank you for getting involved in the conversation. It means a lot to me. Okay, and thanks for supporting the channel. It really, really does. Stay frosty, Doug. I couldn't have said it better myself. Super chatters. Cheers, guys. Stay frosty.